Hello everybody, welcome to Global Adventures 247. You know, I've always believed that the best way to understand the world is to see it, to taste it, to experience it with all your senses. Food is the great connector, right? It brings people together. But sometimes, adventure calls in a different way. It whispers about breathtaking views, heart-pounding challenges, and places so wild they remind you just how alive you are. It's about more than just a good meal. It's about a story you'll tell for the rest of your life. Today, we're taking a little detour from the dinner table to explore something a bit more, shall we say, spicy? We're counting down the 20 most dangerous tourist attractions in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a good, safe vacation with plenty of gelato. But there's a part of me that's fascinated by these places. They're beautiful, they're terrifying, and they're magnets for thrill seekers. These are the spots where nature shows its power, where history feels raw, and where every step is a memory in the making. It's the ultimate adventure menu, a feast for the brave. So, buckle up your seatbelts, or maybe your climbing harnesses. We're about to embark on a journey to the edge and back. We'll see incredible beauty and face down some serious risks, all from the comfort of your screen. And hey, if you enjoy thrilling travel content that makes your palms sweat just a little, make sure to like, share, and follow us for more food and travel videos. You never know where we'll end up next, but I promise it'll be an adventure. Let's go. Kicking off our list at number 20 is a place with a name that doesn't exactly scream relaxing getaway. Welcome to Death Valley, USA. Now, I'm a guy who appreciates a good dry heat when I'm enjoying some barbecue, but this is a whole other level. This is the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the country. Imagine stepping out of your car and feeling a blast of air like you've opened a giant oven. The record temperature here is 134 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 57 Celsius. It's the kind of heat that makes you feel like you're melting from the inside out. The danger here isn't a monster or a cliff, it's the air itself. Dehydration is a real and present threat. You can lose gallons of water just by standing around, and you might not even realize it because the sweat evaporates instantly. Your car can overheat, your phone can shut down, and if you wander off the main roads without enough water, you're in serious trouble. The landscape is stark, beautiful, and utterly unforgiving. It's like being on another planet, a planet that is actively trying to cook you. But why do people go? Because it's magnificent. The salt flats stretch out like a blanket of snow. The multicolored hills of Artist's Palette look like a painter's dream, and the stars at night, away from all the city lights, are just breathtaking. It's a reminder of nature's raw power. You just have to respect it. My advice? Go in the winter, bring more water than you think you could possibly drink, and maybe pack a nice cold sandwich. You'll need it. Next up, at number 19, we're going from the lowest point in North America to the highest point on Earth. We're talking about Mount Everest. Look, I get winded walking up a few flights of stairs after a big lunch, so the idea of climbing this giant is just wow. This isn't a hike. It's a battle against the elements and your own body. The Sherpa people who guide climbers are the true heroes here, possessing a strength and resilience that's almost superhuman. They are the heart and soul of this mountain. The death zone above 8,000 meters is exactly as scary as it sounds. There's so little oxygen that your body literally starts to die. Altitude sickness can hit anyone, regardless of fitness level, causing headaches, nausea, and confusion. And that's before you even think about the weather. Storms can appear out of nowhere, bringing hurricane-force winds and temperatures that can freeze exposed skin in minutes. Then there are the avalanches and the Khumbu icefall, a constantly shifting maze of ice towers. It's nature's ultimate obstacle course. So what's the reward? What drives people to risk everything? It's the view from the top of the world. It's the personal challenge, pushing yourself to the absolute limit. Standing up there, you're closer to the heavens than anyone else on the planet. It's a profound, life-altering experience. For me, I think I'd prefer to experience it through a documentary, maybe with a nice cup of hot tea and some Nepalese momos. But for the brave souls who make the climb, my hat is off to you. You are incredible. From the solitude of the mountains, we travel to the chaotic streets of Pamplona, Spain, for number 18, the running of the bulls. Okay, I love Spain. The food, the people, the passion. It's all fantastic. I've had some of the best jamon and tapas of my life there. But this festival, the San Fermin festival, is on another level of intensity. Every morning for a week, they release a group of massive, powerful bulls to run through the narrow cobblestone streets of the old city. And people, for some reason, decide to run in front of them. The danger is pretty straightforward, isn't it? You have a half-ton animal with sharp horns, bred for fighting, charging down a crowded street. The risk of being gored is terrifyingly real. But it's not just the horns, it's the panic. People fall, they get trampled by other runners, they get pinned against the wooden barriers. It's a crush of humanity and pure, unadulterated bovine fury. It's over in minutes, but those minutes must feel like an eternity. It's a visceral, primal experience. And yet, thousands of people from all over the world come to do this. Why? It's tradition, it's adrenaline, it's a test of courage. It's about being part of something bigger than yourself, a tradition that goes back centuries. After the run, the whole city erupts in a massive party with food, wine, and dancing. It's a celebration of life, of having survived. Personally, I think I'd enjoy the party part more. I'll watch from a balcony, thank you very much, with a glass of Rioja and a plate of patatas bravas. Ole! Alright, for number 17, we're heading to the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe to witness one of the most incredible natural wonders of the world. Victoria Falls. The locals call it Mosi wa Tunya, which means the smoke that thunders. And honestly, when you see it, you understand why. The sheer volume of water plunging over the edge is just mind-boggling. The mist rises like smoke, and the sound is a constant, deafening roar. It's beautiful, it's powerful, it's honestly awe-inspiring. Now imagine going for a swim right at the very edge of that. Yeah, that's the Devil's Pool. During the dry season, the water level drops just enough to create a natural rock pool right on the lip of the falls. You can literally lie on the edge and look down into the 108-meter abyss as thousands of gallons of water rush past you every second. There's just a submerged rock wall between you and, well, a very big drop. It's the world's most terrifying infinity pool. The guides are incredibly experienced and they know exactly when it's safe. But that doesn't stop your heart from pounding in your chest. One slip, one freak current, and the story would have a very different ending. It's the ultimate trust fall with Mother Nature. People do it for the photo, for the bragging rights, for that feeling of being on the absolute edge of existence. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. But honestly, I think I'd be just as happy admiring the thunderous smoke from a safe distance, maybe with a nice local beer. For number 16, we're off to the Emerald Isle, to the stunning coast of County Clare, Ireland, the Cliffs of Moher. Oh my goodness, what a place. I love Ireland. The people are honestly the warmest in the world. The music makes your soul dance, and a pint of Guinness in a cozy pub is one of life's great pleasures. And these cliffs, they are pure poetry. They rise straight out of the Atlantic Ocean, stretching for miles with waves crashing violently against their base. It's dramatic, it's moody, it's everything you imagine Ireland to be. The danger here is subtle but serious. There are official paved pathways with stone walls for protection, and they offer spectacular views. But many visitors are tempted to hop the wall and walk along the unofficial dirt paths right on the cliff's edge for that perfect unobstructed photo. The problem is, these edges are not stable. They can crumble under your weight without any warning. It's a sheer drop of over 200 meters straight down to the rocks and churning sea below. And then there's the wind. The gusts coming off the Atlantic can be incredibly powerful and unpredictable. They can literally knock you off your feet. Every year, there are tragic accidents here. People who got a little too close to the edge. It's a powerful reminder to respect the boundaries. You can still get the most magnificent photos and feel the raw beauty of the place from the safe side of the wall. Enjoy the view, feel the spray on your face, listen to the seabirds, and then go find a nice pub for some fish and chips. That's the perfect Irish adventure. We're coming back to the USA for number 15, to one of my favorite places on Earth, Yosemite National Park in California. This place is a cathedral of nature. The giant sequoia trees, the waterfalls, El Capitan, it feeds your soul, and towering over it all is the iconic Half Dome. It looks like a giant granite sphere that was sliced perfectly in half. It's a majestic, imposing sight that calls to climbers and hikers from all over the world. It looks impossible to climb, but there is a way. The final 400 feet of the ascent are up the sheer granite face, using 2 steel cables as handrails. It's not rock climbing exactly, but it's not a simple hike either. The rock is steep, at a 45-degree angle or more in some places, and worn smooth by thousands of boots. If you slip, there is nothing to stop you from a very long, very tragic fall. People have died here, and you have to do this after already hiking for miles and gaining thousands of feet in elevation, so you're already exhausted. On top of the physical challenge, there's the weather. Yosemite is in the mountains, and thunderstorms can roll in quickly in the afternoon. Being on top of a giant granite dome, holding onto steel cables during a lightning storm is, let's just say, not a recommended activity. You need a permit to climb it, and they limit the numbers for safety. It's a true test of endurance and nerve. The reward? A 360-degree view of one of the most beautiful valleys in the world. I might just enjoy that view from the valley floor, with a picnic. That sounds good, right? Get ready, because number 14 is a real nail-biter. We're going to China, to Mount Hua, one of the country's 5 sacred Taoist mountains. The mountain itself is stunning, with sharp peaks and breathtaking temples. For centuries, pilgrims have made the journey here. But for the modern thrill-seeker, there's one particular trail that stands out, the plank road in the sky. The name alone should give you a hint of what's to come. This isn't a walk in the park. It's a walk on the side of a cliff. The path consists of a few rickety-looking wooden planks, maybe a foot wide, bolted into the vertical cliff face. Below you, nothing. Just a sheer drop of thousands of feet into the valley. You wear a safety harness that clips onto a cable running along the rock, but that's your only security. To move forward, you have to unclip and reclip your harness every few feet as you pass the bolts holding the cable. Your hands are gripping onto a rusty chain, and your feet are shuffling sideways on these narrow boards. It's a two-way path, so sometimes you have to squeeze past people coming from the other direction, with your back pressed against the cold rock. It's a pure test of your fear of heights. People say the view is incredible, but I imagine most are too focused on their feet to notice. At the end of the plank walk, there's a small grotto with a tea house. Can you imagine? Earning your cup of tea by cheating death? I love tea, but I might just have it at the bottom of the mountain. My goodness. For number 13, we journey to one of the most alien-looking landscapes on our planet, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. This place is a geological marvel. It's a contender for the hottest inhabited place on Earth, with temperatures regularly soaring over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a land of active volcanoes, bubbling sulfur springs, and vast salt flats that shimmer in the intense heat. The colors are unreal: bright yellows, toxic greens, and rusty oranges. It looks like the surface of Jupiter's moon, Io. It's beautiful, but it's brutally inhospitable. The air in some areas is thick with toxic gases like chlorine and sulfur, which can be deadly. You're walking on a thin crust over a landscape that is very much alive underneath. The ground can be unstable, and the bubbling pools are not hot tubs, they are acidic and boiling hot. This is not a place you can just show up to. You need experienced guides, multiple 4x4 vehicles in case one breaks down, and a huge supply of water. Despite the harsh conditions, the Afar people have lived here for centuries, mining salt from the flats and transporting it by camel caravan. They are some of the toughest people on Earth. Visiting the Danakil Depression is a humbling experience. It's a trip back to the Earth's primordial beginnings, a reminder of the powerful forces that shape our world. It's an adventure that is as much about survival as it is about sightseeing. An incredible, unforgettable, and very, very hot journey. We're returning to beautiful Ireland for number 12, but this time, we're heading offshore to a remote, jagged island called Skellig Michael. You might recognize it from the recent Star Wars movies, but its history is much older and more profound. This was the home of a small group of ascetic monks who sometime in the 6th century decided to build a monastery in one of the most inaccessible places imaginable. They wanted to be closer to God, and they certainly achieved being far from everything else. Getting there is the first challenge. It's a 12-kilometer boat ride on the rough, unpredictable Atlantic. Trips are often cancelled due to bad weather, even in the summer. Once you land, the real danger begins. There are over 600 ancient stone steps leading to the monastery at the top. These steps are uneven, they have no handrails, and they are carved right into the steep cliffside. One misstep, especially on a windy or rainy day, could be disastrous. The monks lived in stone, beehive-shaped huts, clinging to the rock, enduring storms and isolation. It's a testament to their faith and incredible fortitude. When you stand up there, looking out at the endless ocean, with puffins flying all around you, it feels like you're at the edge of the world. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and visitor numbers are strictly limited to preserve its fragile beauty. It's a pilgrimage, not just a tourist trip, a truly spiritual and slightly terrifying experience. Back to sunny Spain for number 11, and another terrifying walkway. This one is called El Caminito del Rey, or the King's Little Pathway, and it's located in the province of Malaga. Originally built in the early 1900s for workers at a hydroelectric plant, this path was once known as the most dangerous walk in the world. For decades, it fell into disrepair. The concrete crumbled away, leaving just the narrow steel beams and, honestly, some huge gaping holes. Only the most daring adrenaline junkies even attempted to cross it. The path is pinned along the sheer walls of a narrow gorge, over 100 meters above the river below. After several fatal accidents, the government closed it down and invested millions in a complete renovation. The new path, which opened in 2015, is a modern wooden walkway built right on top of the old crumbling one. It's incredibly safe now, with high railings and sturdy construction. You can even see the terrifying old path just beneath your feet, which is a chilling reminder of what it used to be. So is it still dangerous? Well, if you have a serious fear of heights, absolutely. Even with all the safety features, looking straight down through the slats of the walkway to the gorge floor is enough to make your knees weak. The highlight is a suspension bridge that sways gently in the wind as you cross from one side of the gorge to the other. It's an incredible piece of engineering that allows you to experience a truly spectacular landscape. It's all the thrill with none of the original peril. A perfect adventure, followed by some well-deserved tapas. My kind of day. We've reached the top 10, and for number 10 we're heading to the majestic fjords of Norway. I mean, just look at this country. The mountains, the water, the clean air, it's like a fairy tale. Our destination is Karabolten, which isn't a building or a trail, but a single giant boulder. What makes it special? This 5 cubic meter rock is wedged in a mountain crevasse, suspended nearly 1,000 meters, that's over 3,000 feet, above the fjord below. It's a geological freak of nature. The hike to get there is no walk in the park. It's a challenging 6-hour round trip, with steep climbs over bare rock, sometimes requiring you to pull yourself up with chains. The weather can change in an instant, from sunshine to thick fog and rain. But the real danger, the one that makes the viral photos, is stepping out onto the boulder itself. There are no safety fences, no harnesses, no safety nets. It's just you, a roundish rock, and a whole lot of empty space. People line up for their turn to get that iconic photo, standing on the boulder with their arms raised in triumph. But the surface is curved, and a strong gust of wind or a simple loss of balance could be fatal. It's a pure, unfiltered test of nerve. The view is, of course, absolutely staggering. You feel like you're on top of the world. Is the photo worth the risk? For some, it's the ultimate proof of their courage. For me, I think the photo of the boulder, taken from the nice, solid cliff a few feet away, would be just as beautiful, and much less stressful. For number 9, we're going to the Swiss Alps, a place of such pristine beauty it almost doesn't look real. The green meadows, the charming chalets, the sound of cowbells, and the towering, formidable mountains. We're here to talk about one mountain in particular, the Eiger. Its north face is one of the most famous and deadliest climbs in the world, but you don't have to be a world-class mountaineer to experience its intimidating presence. You can hike the Eiger Trail. This trail runs right along the base of the infamous north face. It's a challenging but manageable hike for experienced walkers, offering jaw-dropping views of the Grindelwald Valley below. So, what's the danger? 2 things, rockfall and the terrain itself. The north face is constantly shedding rock and ice, especially on warmer days. While the trail is set back a bit, the risk is always there. You're walking underneath a mile-high wall of crumbling rock. You can hear the rocks falling, which is a constant, unnerving reminder of the mountain's power. The path itself is narrow in places, with steep drop-offs. It's well maintained, but a slip could have serious consequences. You are truly in the high mountains here, and the weather can turn viciously fast. It's a hike that demands respect and preparation. The reward is an intimate connection with mountaineering history. You can look up and try to trace the routes the climbers take, feeling a sense of awe for their bravery. It's a humbling, beautiful, and slightly nerve-wracking walk in the shadow of a giant. And afterwards, you can reward yourself with some amazing Swiss cheese fondue. Now that's a plan. Let's leave the mountains for a bit and head to the beach. For number 8, we're going to New Smyrna Beach in Florida. It looks like paradise, right? White sand, warm Atlantic water, great waves for surfing. It's a popular spot for families and sunbathers. What could possibly be dangerous about that? Well, this beautiful beach has a rather unfortunate nickname, the shark attack capital of the world. Oh boy. It's not that there are more sharks here than anywhere else, but the conditions are perfect for human-shark encounters. The area is a breeding ground for several species of sharks, especially black-tip sharks. And the murky water, stirred up by the great surfing waves, makes it hard for them to see what they're biting. They're not hunting people. They're usually going for the mullet fish that also love this area. But in the cloudy water, a dangling foot or a splashing hand can easily be mistaken for a fish. Most of the bites are hit and runs and aren't fatal, but they are frequent. Experts say if you've swum at New Smyrna Beach, you've probably been within 10 feet of a shark. It's a sobering thought. The surfers are especially at risk, but they keep paddling out every day. It's a calculated risk for the love of the sport. It just goes to show you that danger can be lurking in the most idyllic-looking places. Maybe I'll just build a sandcastle. That sounds safe and fun. For number 7, we're plunging deep into the Amazon basin, to Madidi National Park in Bolivia. This is one of the most biodiverse places on the entire planet. From snow-capped Andean peaks to lush tropical rainforests, it has it all. It's a nature lover's dream, a place teeming with life. And that, my friends, is precisely where the danger lies. Almost everything in this beautiful, verdant paradise is trying to kill you. I'm only slightly exaggerating. The park is home to some of the most aggressive and venomous creatures in the world. There are jaguars, pumas, and massive anacondas. There are swarms of mosquitoes carrying tropical diseases. There are peccaries, wild pigs with sharp tusks that will charge you without provocation. There are poison dart frogs, spiders, and snakes whose venom can be fatal. It's a real-life Jungle Book, but a much scarier version. And it's not just the animals. The plant life can be just as dangerous. There are plants that can cause severe rashes, blindness, or even death if touched or ingested. Even a small cut or insect bite can quickly become infected in the hot, humid environment. You absolutely cannot go here without an expert local guide who knows what to touch, where to step, and how to react. It's a true immersion into the wild, a place where humans are definitely not at the top of the food chain. An incredible and incredibly intimidating adventure. We're back in the United States for number 6, heading to the northeast, to Mount Washington in New Hampshire. Now, this mountain might not seem that impressive on paper. At just over 6,200 feet, it's a dwarf compared to the Rockies or the Alps. You can even drive or take a cog railway to the summit. So why is it on a list of the most dangerous places? Because Mount Washington is home to the world's worst weather. That's not just my opinion, it's their official slogan. The mountain sits at the convergence of several major storm tracks, and its shape and location create a funnel effect, dramatically amplifying wind speeds. The highest wind speed ever recorded by a human, 231 miles per hour, was measured at the summit. That's stronger than a Category 5 hurricane. The weather can change in the blink of an eye. You can start a hike on a sunny, pleasant day, and within an hour be caught in a blizzard with zero visibility and hurricane-force winds, even in the middle of summer. Hypothermia is the biggest killer here. The combination of freezing temperatures, which can occur any month of the year, and extreme wind chill is a deadly recipe. Over 150 people have died on its slopes. Many of them experienced hikers who were simply caught off guard. It's a mountain that demands absolute respect and preparation. It's a beautiful place with incredible views, but it's a stark reminder that you should never, ever underestimate the power of nature, no matter how small the mountain seems. Entering our top 5, we travel to the stunning Caribbean island of Dominica, known as the Nature Isle. It's a paradise of lush rainforests, waterfalls, and volcanoes. And deep within the Morne Trois Pitons National Park lies our number 5 attraction, the Boiling Lake. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's the second largest hot lake in the world, a flooded fumarole, a crack in the Earth's crust that is literally boiling. The lake is about 200 feet across, and the center is a cauldron of bubbling grayish-blue water, enveloped in a constant cloud of steam. The temperature at the edges is around 180 to 197 degrees Fahrenheit, but the center is at a rolling boil. Falling in would mean instant, horrific death. The hike to get there is a grueling 6 to 8 hour round trip through dense rainforest, up and down steep muddy slopes, and through an area called the Valley of Desolation, which is full of hot sulfur springs and steam vents. The danger is multifaceted. The hike itself is exhausting and treacherous. In the Valley of Desolation, you have to be careful where you step, as the ground can be a thin crust over scalding hot mud or water. And at the lake itself, a strong gust of wind can blow the superheated steam onto you, causing serious burns. You need a guide. This is not a trail to attempt on your own. It's a journey to a truly otherworldly place, a window into the raw volcanic power simmering just beneath the Earth's surface. For number 4, we're back in Europe, at the border of France and Italy, to tackle the highest peak in the Alps, Mont Blanc, the White Mountain. It's a stunningly beautiful massif, a playground for skiers, hikers, and mountaineers. It's considered the birthplace of modern mountaineering, but its beauty hides immense danger. Despite not being as technically difficult as some other famous peaks, Mont Blanc is one of the deadliest mountains in the world, with an estimated 100 fatalities per year. Why so many? It's a combination of factors. Its relative accessibility means that many inexperienced or ill-prepared climbers attempt the ascent. The weather can change with terrifying speed, bringing storms, high winds, and whiteout conditions. But the two biggest objective dangers are avalanches and crevasses. The glaciers you have to cross are riddled with deep hidden cracks in the ice. A fall into a crevasse is often fatal, and the slopes are prone to massive avalanches that can sweep away entire teams of climbers. Even the most popular route, the Goutte Route, has a treacherous section called the Grand Couloir, or Death Gully, which is notorious for constant rockfall. It's a deadly game of Russian roulette to cross it. Climbing Mont Blanc is a serious undertaking that requires skill, experience, proper equipment, and often a professional guide. The views from the summit are, without a doubt, some of the most spectacular in all of Europe. But it's a beauty that commands the utmost respect and caution. Our number 3 spot takes us to the incredible island of Madagascar, a place unlike any other on Earth. We're visiting the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that looks like a landscape from another planet. Tsingy is a Malagasy word that means where one cannot walk barefoot, and that is the understatement of the century. This place is a forest, but not of trees. It's a forest of stone. The park is a massive plateau of limestone that has been eroded by rainwater into a dense network of razor-sharp pinnacles and spires. Imagine a field of giant grey knives pointing to the sky. The formations can be hundreds of feet high, and the edges are so sharp they can easily slice through clothing, gear, and skin. A fall here would be catastrophic, not just because of the height, but because you would be impaled on a bed of natural razors. It's one of the most treacherous terrains imaginable. To explore this incredible place, you have to navigate a system of suspension bridges, cables, and ladders that have been installed. You're clipped into a harness the entire time. It's like a via ferrata mixed with a jungle gym from a nightmare. It's a slow, careful process. Why do it? Because hidden within this stone forest is a unique ecosystem. Lemurs and other rare creatures have learned to leap from one sharp pinnacle to another. It's a breathtaking, surreal, and utterly unique adventure. Just be very, very careful where you put your hands. For our runner-up at number 2, we travel to Japan, to the base of the majestic Mount Fuji. Here lies Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees. It's a vast, dense forest that grew on hardened lava from one of Fuji's last major eruptions. The forest floor is uneven, rocky, and riddled with caves. The trees grow so densely that they block out most of the sunlight and wind, creating an eerie, silent atmosphere. It's a beautiful place, in a haunting sort of way. The primary danger here is not an animal or a cliff, but the forest itself. It is notoriously easy to get lost in Aokigahara. The dense canopy can interfere with GPS signals, and compasses are said to be unreliable due to the magnetic iron in the volcanic soil. There are very few landmarks, and every direction looks the same. Once you step off the official trails, it can be incredibly difficult to find your way back. The silence and disorientation can quickly lead to panic. The forest has also developed a tragic reputation as a site for suicides, which adds to its somber and unsettling atmosphere. Signs at the entrance urge visitors to think of their families and seek help. For the casual hiker, the risk is real. Sticking to the marked paths is absolutely essential. It's a place that reminds you of the power of nature to both create stunning beauty and to disorient and isolate. A truly profound and sobering place to visit. And here we are, at number 1. You might be surprised. It's not a volcano or a shark-infested beach or a rickety plank walk. The most dangerous tourist attraction in the world, based on the sheer number of incidents, is one of America's greatest treasures, the Grand Canyon. It's one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. The scale of it is impossible to comprehend. It's like looking at the face of time itself. It's majestic, it's spiritual, and millions of people visit safely every year. So, what makes it so dangerous? It's a combination of its immense scale and the underestimation of its visitors. The most common danger is falling. People get too close to the edge for a selfie. A gust of wind comes, and the result is tragic. There are no railings along most of the rim. But the biggest killer isn't falling from the rim, it's the canyon itself. People attempt to hike from the rim to the river and back in one day, not realizing the extreme heat and the brutal climb back up. The temperature at the bottom of the canyon can be 20 to 30 degrees hotter than at the rim. Dehydration, heat stroke, and exhaustion claim lives every single year. The Park Service performs hundreds of rescues annually. The Grand Canyon is a reverse mountain. The easy part is going down. The hard and potentially deadly part is climbing back out in the searing heat. It's a place of sublime beauty, but it is also a wilderness that is powerful and unforgiving. It demands respect, preparation, and a healthy dose of humility. Wow, what a journey, right? From the scorching heat of Death Valley to the dizzying heights of the Grand Canyon. It's amazing to see the incredible, beautiful, and sometimes terrifying places our world has to offer. These attractions remind us that adventure is not always easy or comfortable. It challenges us, it pushes our limits, and it makes us feel truly alive. It's about more than just seeing a place. It's about feeling its power and respecting its boundaries. And for me, that's what travel is all about. These places aren't for everyone, and that's okay. My idea of a thrill might be finding the perfect slice of pizza in Naples. But I have so much admiration for the people who seek out these challenges, who train and prepare to meet nature on its own terms. They come back with stories that last a lifetime. And isn't that what we all want? To collect stories, to connect with the world, and to have a good meal waiting for us at the end of the day. Because every great adventure should end with great food, don't you think? Thank you so much for joining me on this wild ride. I hope it sparked a little bit of your own adventurous spirit. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like this video, share it with your thrill-seeking friends, and follow Global Adventures 247 for more food and travel videos. We have so much more of this beautiful world to explore together. Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry, and I'll see you out there. Bye, everybody.